So today on iLogician's account, another account tune-up here. Another one, a lot of these recently are coming this way, where you take a look at Sealand, they're all done. You take a look at the heroes, they're all 350. You also jump to Tower, 650 is done. So essentially, all the normal PvE is complete. In reality, a lot of people are like, what do I do now? That is one thing that I think is a problem with the game right now, that there's only one other path for progress at this point. Not everybody really enjoys it, but it is going to be Gate of the Void. Not really even Void Arc, because that just, the more Stellar Shards you get, the better. There's like the Void Arc bosses, which you can work towards killing more often. There's Realms Gate, there's a way to cheese it up and get like higher resources, but then it's very manual intensive. You have to be constantly fighting the puppet bosses at the end of each level. Manually, you can't just do smashes, things like that. I mean, you shouldn't do smashes all the time. You should do them sometimes. But I know a lot of you guys out there, it's an idle game, right? You just want to take as little time as possible. Not really optimally every single thing that you're doing in the game, but you just want to save some time. You can smash Vortex. This is the last frontier. We are in Explorer 5. Sounds about right for this account. And really, that's the only part to push anymore. Besides PvP, of course, it just comes down to Vortex. And yes, I agree. Realms Gate can be fun. Void Arcanese is even fun. Vortex, frustrating gameplay. The fact that they put negative things on you is kind of rough. But that is the next frontier and the next thing to push. So I do see we got these awesome new little emblems here. This helps a lot when I'm doing these account tune-ups, where I can see where all your stellar shards are sitting. We got a V3, although it doesn't tell plus, which we do. We have V3 plus the attack node. We have V3 plus the speed node. And I imagine almost V2. Kinda. About a third of the way there. So, you're number 2 on the server. Number 1 is my guildmate. So yeah, as far as PvP goes then, it looks like you're probably not really worried too much. I mean, yeah, you got nothing to worry about. Ooh, you snuck up there. Look at that team. Look at that team. I'm guessing this is your guildmate, right? The big old 9 million power. Yeah. So as far as PvP goes, sounds like you don't have any worries, because let's be honest, you just kind of overpower them anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. PvP is what it is, especially when you're still on a server that's unmerged. There's not much competition. Normally, you have these truce agreements with your guildmates where it's like, hey, I'm not going to attack you, you don't attack me. We save our arena tickets so we can use them in Trial of Champion, IDA, all sorts of stuff like that. Not really on an account that's focusing on IDAs, so I think at this point, really the only thing to talk about is the Vortex, and you are already getting a pretty solid lineup put together. So, you do have that Queen. Queen is really, really, really important. She just has so many party buffs that she can give out, debuffs, things like that. The Royal Guard is one of the best. 20% all damage dealt. That is perfect for your team. You do have a Tix, and you are working on a Punisher staff, which is very, very good. I do believe most people in Vortex are running a crit attack stone. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in chat, but that's what I've been talking about with Tartarus lately is you essentially want to try to get a higher crit rate. Because right now you're sitting at 70. All his damage comes from him critting. So most people are running him with a crit attack stone, which is putting him near impossible to miss crits. And then, of course, running a 1-3 split gear setup with Weaver Staff, the weapon, because that's 5% extra crit. Guan says affirmative. Hey, I got something right today, guys. Besides that, though, working on that Tix. The next thing is you got copies, so that's good. Looks like you probably use them to get Sealand 20 done. Crit attack is what you need. Perfect. I have some good information. Work on this second Tix. You already got those 9 copies. That's exactly what you're gonna need. Doesn't Rogan get him near 100 already? I mean, if you use the dragon, because Rogan's not enabled. You're gonna give 10%. Well, see, here's the thing. You need that crit in like the first 2 rounds. you're not going to get that until round 2 and 3 where it increases. So you really want that round 1 active to be really devastating on ticks. The other thing is when you do go into the vortex, just take all of Queen's stats and throw them into a V4 ticks. You need this V4 imprint right here. This is how you do damage right here. Extra damage, 1200%. Yes, a lot of it comes from the attack of the enemy portion, but doing more damage is very, very important here. And getting demon bells is, yeah, exactly what Force says. Exactly. Getting demon bells is going to be the next important thing. You already have one Ignis, so your team is pretty solid. The fact that you have a speed stone is really good too, because you're going to want to make sure she has a demon bell, an upgraded demon bell to go before the ticks. Even if you don't have an upgraded demon bell, you're still going to want to run energy, and you're going to want her to be a faster speed, which is a little hard because when you do get V4, you get that extra 100. So you're going to have to use everything possible to get her as fast as possible to feed a round 1 active to the Punisher staff ticks. You're then going to want another Ignis and another ticks down the road. So make sure you're working on a second ticks, which you already have the copies. The second Ignis, it looks like you only have one in the bag. You got some chests. Oh, wow. That is the emptiest shards I have ever seen. The exact opposite of a of a hoarder. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of chests though, so that's good. You got another artifact chest just sitting in the wings, waiting to go. I'm getting close to another Void hero. Okay, yeah. I mean, you already got the Queen. There are some heroes that you're going to use as utility heroes in here. You're going to potentially use a carry on certain ways if you need the support for energy drain. Otherwise, you're going to be using Rogan mainly for that Warpath Roar, and of course the Bloodthirst as well. The big thing is the strategy changes a lot when you go from 0 Splendid Demon Bells to 2 Splendid Demon Bells. Very, very big. And it looks like you only have that on the one. Was it Carry that had it, or was it 4Cs? Carry. So you already got a Glittery. There's only 2 artifacts if you don't really care about PvP right now, because it seems like you're fine and you don't really need to push IDA or any of that stuff. You just don't have enough heroes to even be relevant in that. Demon Bells and Punisher Staffs. That's important. Finish that Punisher Staff on the ticks. Start collecting more Demon Bells. Build a Ignis. Build a ticks. And you're pretty much good to go for a Valiant push. And then, of course, that really difficult Defier push is going to be really, really bad. Can I use Elite? I'll answer that later, Sephiroth. Am I mistaken, or is this account very low on Stellars? No. Usually you have about 5 million Stellar Shards for every Transcendence hero. That's pretty much average, at least what I think, Sentiax. I think that's what I even have. I have a little bit more, but that's because I did some high rolling and I've gone all in on getting Stellars. Some people might have also, converted them to Crystals of Transcendence, which I do not recommend at all. He probably hates the red dots in the bag. Yeah, I'm planning on swapping my Delacium to Ignis. That was what I was going to mention, is you don't really have a purpose for the Delacium. Besides, I imagine you used him to get your Sealand 20 Abyss done. So yeah, as soon as you get the Ignis... Igni? Yeah, as soon as you get the Igni, just swap them into the Delacium, and then your next project is literally ticks. If you can get that second ticks, you'll be in a good spot. I mean, not bad. I imagine you probably have like some Stellars. Yeah, you got like the basic almost V1 on a lot of other heroes too. So you have some more. I mean, you're sitting at about 6... got 5, 6, 7. He's got close to 8 million Stellar Shards, so that's definitely not something out of line. He's got about 8 million. Because when you think about it, each one of these nodes here, right here, that's like 900 plus thousand. This one here, you had more. Yep, 900,000. You got like a couple hundred. You got a couple hundred on a couple heroes. So it's there. He's got like about 8 million. That's a solid number. I mean, really, that's it. Did you have any other questions, iLogician? Hello, Mika girl. Mika wants to play. She's like, no, stop doing iLogician's account, Tune-Up. Play with me. I'm bored. But yeah, I mean, as far as PvP goes and all that, just build heroes as you can. I would prioritize the Ignis and the ticks. And that's about it. Of course, keep going for those cores of transcendence because you need more stellar shards. You really want 2 V4 Tixes on your lineup. Now, I don't know if most people have multiple Punisher staves, but of course that would probably be optimal on the 2 ticks. Otherwise, try to get some other good offensive artifact on the ticks and do some damage. And yeah, pretty good. Cruz wants to know about the Baby Berry College Fund. Is she a genius? Already going to college in the womb? No, it's in preparation. Sword Flash spanks me in PvP. It is what it is. If you don't have a Sword Flash, you probably won't beat a Sword Flash. That is the name of the game when it comes to PvP. Queen is good. She's still a solid overall best well-rounded hero, but yeah, pretty much that. So if you have any other questions, let me know. But again, this is kind of, I'm going to be putting out a guide, or actually by the time this hits YouTube, there's probably already a Vortex guide coming out. I'm working with Jesus and stuff to make sure I have all the right information for you guys. So again, check this one out, or check that video out when it comes out, because it's definitely going to help you as well.
How careless we could be.